Joe Ross with us here in the Gianna Mendola Show. He's talking Holy Cross softball. Coach, talk about what's coming back here for 2018-19.
We have a good nucleus back. We returned 7 starters from last year. We're excited. So far, the workouts are going really well.
As far as pitching-wise, that's always a key factor in softball. Anybody new this year? You have a young lady that has some experience.
Yeah, we do. Jenna Bradley, she'll be our ace, and she's pretty good. She's committed now to UMass. So we're excited to have her back. She was really good last year, had a good year, and believe it or not, I think she improved. Additionally, we have Arcaro McGee, who's a sophomore, who can throw the ball as well. And we have several freshmen that came in that really throw it well, so we'll have deep pitching staff.
Talk about the breakdown with softball and pitchers, and usually mechanically, they have pitching coaches, and their arms don't normally get too sore, but you have to kind of monitor the situation.
You do, and one of the things, the smartest thing I do at coach is I surround myself with good people. So Neil Hawkrider is my pitching coach, and Neil handles all the pitching. For me, I just don't have an eye for pitching. I probably caught 5 million pitches between my daughter Amanda and my daughter Allison, and been coaching softball for the past how many years, and I just don't have a good eye to pick up the things mechanically. So fortunately, we have Neil Hawkrider with us, who's worked really hard with the pitching. He's been around with a lot of the good pitchers in the area, giving lessons with John Litzy forever.
Bats this year. Let's talk about the girls at the plate.
We should swing it well. I think some of the players we got back, led by Olivia Krupski and Jenna Bradley, both had really productive years last year. We have Olivia Ziel's coming back, Gianna Cecchetti, Keeling Chimel, some other kids. We have some young kids, freshmen that we're looking to step up. Casey Cranston is a freshman that should probably get some time. Carly Wyoda, Megan McDonald. We're expecting some big things out of the young kids as well.
Or as you being motivated with these young ladies, talk about how they inspire you and say, we have a great.
It's great. I'm very fortunate because we get great kids, and they want to work and they want to be coached. In today's day and age, with travel ball going around and like a private hitting coach, private pitching coach, the kids in our program want to be coached and they want to be challenged. And I think they like the structure. I think they like the concentration on fundamentals. I think they like the drill work. So it makes it a pleasure to go to practice every day.
We talked before, you're a baseball guy, converted over to softball, and it doesn't seem like you're looking back.
No, I enjoy it. I love it. I think softball coaches can impact the game more with the little things, where baseball it's more sit back and try to do something here or there. With softball, every inning, the runs are so precious that you're looking to fake bunt steal, you're going to bunt, you're going to move the runners, you're going to be aggressive on the base paths, and you're going to look to take the extra base.
With all those players back, 7 of 9, as you mentioned, talk a little bit about what you think the league will look like and how you're going to fit in there.
I think that, Mid-Valley is going to be very strong. They have a phenomenal program up there. Mike Pearson does a great job. We're really fortunate. Our league is pretty tough. We're Division III in the Lackawanna League. Dunmore is really good. Old Forge is really good. Lakeland is always good. Carbondale is improving. Riverside is always tough, and I hope I didn't forget anybody. Mid-Valley, of course, but we're really lucky that every day you got to bring your A game or you're going to lose, and I think that makes us a better team, and it makes everybody in our division a better team.
Joe, always great to catch up with you. We wish you the best.
Pleasure to see you as well.
Olivia Ziel's with us here on the Gianna Mendola Show from Holy Cross to talk about the softball program senior year. Let's talk about your excitement about softball season.
I'm really excited. I don't anticipate to play in college. I'd like to focus on my studies, but I'm really excited to spend this year with the team. We've got a great program, and I'm looking forward to playing.
Let's talk about your position, the catcher, tough position. Talk about that toughness.
It's very tough, but I've been pretty blessed to have great pitchers for the last 4 years. I started catching when I was like 8 years old because nobody else really wanted to do it, but it was something that I loved to do, and I've loved it ever since.
You got a pitcher headed to UMass. That's pretty special. Let's talk about your relationship with her.
I've known Jenna since about 4th grade. We played like on different teams and opposing teams in basketball too. So to come back with her in this way, it's pretty great.
You're killing it in the classroom, a 4.2 grade point average. science and math. Let's talk about that future endeavor for you academically.
So I'll be going to the University of Scranton studying chemistry on the pre-med track, and I'll also be in the SJLA program. If I take 2 extra classes, I'll have a philosophy minor, but I'm pretty excited about that too.
Let's talk about your family getting behind you and supporting you, and whether it's cheering you on at a softball game or making sure you're getting your studies done.
Oh, absolutely. So just recently I competed in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science competition, and my parents came out to support me when we had the award ceremony there, and also my mock trial team for Holy Cross, we just won the region and the district. So we'll be headed to state, and my grandparents and my family members have always been there to support me for that too.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your brother Austin.
Yep, so he's a senior at Marywood, so he's 3.5 years older than me, but 4 grades older than me. So he'll be graduating from Marywood at the same time that I graduate from Holy Cross.
And talk about what he's going to be doing with his life.
Well, right now he has some prospective business offers out in Oregon, so he's really invested in the golf industry, and I can see him being really successful in that.
That's awesome to hear. As far as hanging out with the ladies, talk about what it's like to be a member of this Lady Crusader team.
Well, we usually like to do Moe's Monday, which is really fun. Or sometimes we'll just go to Luigi's in Oliphant after the games. It's really just about making sure that we know we're a team before we're individual players.
All right, Olivia, great to catch up with you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Olivia Krupski with us here on the Gianna Mendola Show, senior year. Play some soccer, but softball kind of your thing. You feel ready for the spring?
Definitely.
Let's talk about the infield this year. Who are the players coming back on the infield?
Jenna Bradley, she'll be pitching. Liv Zeal catching. Erin McGee on first, and then me on second.
How about some of the new players competing for spots? You feel pretty confident about that?
Yeah, we have a lot of strong freshmen coming in, which is very surprising. It's a very big class. We have at least 10, 11 freshmen, so that's a very big help for us.
You talk about family bonding. Talk about your family coming out to support you.
Definitely, yeah. My biggest fan is definitely my mom. No matter what, she makes sure she makes it there. Anytime she cancels work, anything just to make it there. And definitely my dad, since he travels a lot for work, he never misses a game.
How about the siblings you have? Talk about the relationship you have with them. And sports kind of has been in the family, right?
It has been in the family. My brother and my sister. My sister played soccer and cheerleading, and my brother played pretty much every sport, basketball, baseball. They helped me through everything. I'd always be outside dribbling the ball with my brother and playing catch with my brother. It was very nice to have that.
You're taking a headed to Kings. Is that official?
Yes, it is. I am going to be attending Kings.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
You also
you.
want to play softball there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they have a nice program, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Talk about the inspirations in your life, your dad, your mom, your aunt, people that kind of push you along.
Definitely. I grew up being best friends with my dad. My dad is definitely my inspiration, my role model. He did everything from going outside on the side of the house and playing catch to making me swing the bat to the ball around the basketball hoop. We did everything together. My mom, she always pushes me through. I could always hear her saying, go Krupp on the sidelines. And I've always been so close to my Aunt Diane my whole life.
Well, we wish you the best, Olivia. Great to catch up with you.
Thank you.
Alison Pavolovsky here on the Gianna Mendola Show. Junior year, let's talk about you playing third base. Not an easy position in softball.
No, I used to pitch, and then I got tendonitis in my arm. So then I just started playing third, and I fell in love with it.
Mask, no mask over there?
Definitely mask.
Let's talk about this year's team. Strong pitching you expect to be probably in a lot of low-run games. Talk about what you feel like your team has defensively.
We definitely have a solid infield. We have a lot of new freshmen this year, so we have to learn, how to get everyone to work together. But I definitely think we have a good team for this year.
Talk about your pitcher-catcher relationship.
We definitely have a strong family bond together. Jenna and Olivia, definitely. We have a good team.
How about the bats this year? Who would you say you think is going to have a big bat this year for Holy Cross?
Definitely both the freshmen and the upperclassmen. From seeing everyone in practice, I think we all have strong bats.
We're saying that there's a handful, more than a handful, 2 handfuls of freshmen that could compete, but there's only a couple positions open. Talk about the freshmen pushing some of the upperclassmen.
We definitely all have to compete every practice, every day to do our best and work for our spot.
Down the road, you like to get into nursing?
Yeah. Ever since I was little, I just fell in love with helping people and nursing, and that's what I plan on going to college for.
Let's talk about your parents and what they do for you.
They definitely support me through everything I do. They're always at every game. They help me practice at home. They're just definitely a good support system.
All right, Alison, we wish you the best this year. Keeling Chimel with us here on the Gianna Mendola Show. Junior year for you. Let's talk about how you hope to contribute to the team.
I hope to just get the other team, like my other teammates, to push and work harder, and that way we can all work together and grow together. So it's not just like me benefiting; it's all of us working together and growing.
What have you seen so far early in practice? 7 and 9 players back. You feel like the team is hungry?
Yeah, we're definitely hungry. I know we're definitely ready to start playing. We've been working really hard, and the freshmen are really pushing us. So it's making everybody excited and ready to play.
We're pretty sure defensively you're going to be solid. You got a pitcher with a lot of experience back, a catcher, some infielders. But offensively, talk about players being able to produce runs. You're going to need some runs to win games.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of freshmen that are coming up that are quick, and our older teammates that are already on the team, they are also pretty good at base running. We work on it continuously. We practice all the time. That's mostly what we focus on. We want to make sure we know how to run the bases and we know what we're doing, so we're not getting out there and don't know what's going on.
You got a sister, Maya, on this team.
Yeah, I do. She's actually a freshman. She just came to Holy Cross, and she plays, I think, right field, and she's fast on it too.
How exciting is it to have her as part of this team?
I mean, it's a little exciting, and it's a little tension sometimes because I always want to like correct everything she's doing and make sure she's doing it right. But otherwise, it's fun.
How about your older brother, Austin? What's he up to?
He is actually in the electric union now. He graduated from Valley View, and now he's working as an apprentice, and he's going to take his test. So hopefully he does well.
He'll be making some good bucks too.
Yeah, he will.
You're doing well in the classroom with a 3.5 grade point average. Talk about the future for you. Maybe nursing?
Yeah, my mom was a nurse all my life, and I always grew up with her in the hospital, and I'd go visit her and go to work. So like I kind of grew up around that. And also when I was younger, I had a very serious surgery. So the nurses like really made me decide. Like I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to help others, and I want to be able to travel too. So I was gonna get my nursing degree and put it towards traveling nursing, so I get to explore and find where I want to settle when I'm older.
You got a special relationship with your mom? Talk about that.
Yeah, I do. My mom is definitely my biggest role model. She's always been there for me, and so is my dad, but I'm very close with her. I always do everything with her. She taught me how to play softball. She started me off on a t-ball team, and she was always been my coach, and she started my first team.
All right, Keeling, great to hear your story. Good luck.
Thank you.
Aaron McGee is with us from Holy Cross, sophomore year. A lot of competition on this team. Everybody's saying, hey, the freshmen are pushing us.
Yep.
Talk about what you're seeing so far early in camp.
Yeah, the freshmen are really pushing us because there's so many and they're all so talented and they're all putting so much effort into this season. So I really think that's going to push the upperclassmen to try harder.
Let's talk about your position. First base, pitch a little bit.
Yep.
What do you hope to do there with that infield to kind of keep it intact?
Yeah, first base, even though it's not towards the middle of the infield, I feel like it still has a major role because even though it's not as involved, you still have control over the infield. So I hope to kind of, if there's a tense situation, to kind of keep the calm in the field.
Let's talk about this coaching staff. Pretty good coaches?
Yeah, we have some really good coaches. They all push us. They all help us. If we make a mistake, it's moving on to the next play, not really yelling at us, or it's all trying to fix us. Yeah.
History and biology, a couple of your favorite subjects. You're 6th in your class, a little over a 4.0. Let's talk about the future for you. What are you thinking of doing?
Yeah, I'm hoping to go into a teaching career in history, but as we know, that could change, but that's what I'm looking towards now.
All right, now you want to do that on the high school level or the college level?
I would like to go into an upper level, college or high school, yeah.
Good for you. Your folks, talk about your relationship with them and their ability to kind of push you along.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be where I am in my career today if it weren't for my parents. My dad, for pitching, he always catches for me. He takes me to my lessons. My sister, who actually played on the team last year, she would always drive me to practice, push me harder. And of course my mom, who was at every game cheering me on.
You like playing Mid-Valley. What is it about them? They're usually a pretty good program.
Yeah, they're a great competition. Their pitcher, Mackenzie, she's so nice, such a good player. But really every year it just comes down to who plays harder.
All right, Aaron, we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Gianna Cecchetti with us here on the Gianna Mendola Show. She is a senior center fielder, soccer player. Gina, let's talk a little bit about your excitement for this season. I think it's going to be pretty optimistic.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We got a lot of potential coming up with a large group of freshmen. We got solid hitters. We have a solid infield, solid outfield. I'm really excited for the season.
Take us through the outfield. What experience coming back, and any new players competing?
Since we have a senior just graduated, so we have an opening position probably filled by a freshman, so I have to take that like leadership role and try to guide them through.
For you, some stuff you do in clubs and organizations within the school. Talk a little bit about that.
Mock trial is probably the biggest one. We just won the regionals, so we're on our way to states for Harrisburg. I'm in student council and National Honor Society too. Okay.
Let's talk about your brother Niko, who's 21. What's he up to?
He's down at King's College. He's looking pre-med. Sometimes a little pain in the butt, but all brothers are.
That's right. Hopefully he's looking out for you, right?
Yeah.
English and history, a couple of your favorite subjects, a 4.0. Talk about being so dedicated as a student.
Academics are really a huge part of my life. I'm looking pre-law, and you have to be a dedicated student to do that. I'm trying to get into open the best opportunities to get into the best college and the best for my future.
Do you know where you're going yet, or is that still in the works?
It's still in the workings. I've narrowed it down. Some more local, some more farther options.
Let's talk about your relationship with your mom and why she inspires you.
She's very dedicated, hardworking, and there's been a multitude of times where I've forgotten my cleats, and she's ran them down right before the game, and I'm practicing out in my slippers out in the field. And she works nights, and she still comes to the games.
All right, Gianna, we wish you the best. Have a great season.
Thank you.
Tia Polizzi with us. She is a sophomore at Holy Cross. You play the outfield, a lot of competition on this year's team. What is Coach Ross, what's been the message the first couple of weeks at camp that he wants you girls to do? Is it just get out there and work hard, have fun? Tell us about what he's been telling you.
Coach Ross is telling us to focus on getting to competition. There's a lot of freshmen this year. We're all competing for our spots.
I see you have a sibling here. It's a dog. Tell us a little bit about Freddie.
Freddie is my Yorkie. He comes to all my games. He has a little Holy Cross jersey. He's always there.
That is so awesome. So you got a little mascot going, right?
Yeah.
All right. Does Freddie bark when you get on base or anything?
Freddie's bold. Freddie is bold.
Cool. Well, in class, you're not so bold. You're doing well. 3.8 grade point average. You like math and English. Do you have a favorite teacher, or is it just the subjects you like?
I like English, particularly Mrs. Wetter. My English teacher is definitely my favorite. She's always helpful.
You got some interesting dreams down here. Life after high school, you like to head down to Florida. You have family down there, or did you just visit some schools?
My mom lived in Tampa for 15 years, and I was almost born there. She came back to Pennsylvania, but I'd like to go in her footsteps and move down to Florida.
You're thinking personal training, huh?
Yeah, I would like fitness very much.
Let's talk about your mom and dad, your relationship with them, and why they inspire you to be who you are.
My mom has been a single parent since she was 6, and then my dad actually adopted me. So when he came into my life when I was 6, I got back into softball, and he's been my inspiration all the time. He helps me every day.
Talk about softball. How much time are you putting into it? I know you used to play tennis.
Yeah.
So is softball something you just kind of started to love a little bit?
Softball has been my number one since I was little. My dad is the head at Sherwood Park in Dunmore. I'm in those cages every night. It's my second home every day.
All right, Tia. Well, hope Freddie's rooting you on. We wish you the best this season.
Thank you.
Jenna Bradley with us here on the Gianna Mendola Show, junior year. We talked to you when you were a freshman. You continue to put in a lot of hard work. Softball, has been your gig. Talk about the continued work ethic you've had and put yourself in a pretty good position this year.
So freshman year coming in, I had to get the nerves out, and I had a whole field of seniors that were really supportive and also put in the work, and that was a good example for how I wanted to play my game. So having them early on really pushed me, and now last year, going as far as we did, I don't want to lose again, so we're putting in all the work that we can, and this year it's crazy to see the talent that we have coming in, and I think it's going to be really awesome because everyone's pushing each other harder than we've ever pushed each other before, so it's going to be really cool to see what we do this year.
I remember talking about those horses a couple of years ago. That's kind of something you did pretty seriously. All that energy really into softball. Talk about all the extra work you put into the game.
I rode horses, and that was a part of my whole life from when I was a little girl, and that really taught me work ethic and knowing what I needed to do when I needed to do it. But it came to a point where I knew I wanted to take softball to the next level, and I needed to be investing all my time into that. So I made the decision to kind of cut back on the riding and really focus in, set some goals that I want to chase after, and really just push myself that way. So it's kind of opened up a lot more time for me to nail the hammer on the nail and just figure out what I want to do.
Well, you like school, you're doing well there, a little over a 4.0, probably in the top of your class. You already made that decision, University of Massachusetts,
Yes,
correct?
Yes, yeah. So I was actually committed to play at Hofstra, it was awesome. It was a crazy experience. And then the recruiting rules changed around, and I found out the coach at Hofstra actually received a job at the University of Missouri. So it kind of threw my whole world for a little bit of a whirl there. And I kind of had to reevaluate what I wanted. So I made the decision to decommit, weigh my options out a little bit, talk to my parents, kind of get back in the recruiting pool. And then I met with Coach Christie at UMass, and it was a perfect fit from the second I was on campus. So I'm super excited, and just the way that they push their players to work and the level of expectation they have, it's something that I know I'm going to be able to buy into.
You know, a lot of people that are looking over you, your parents, probably position coaches, and future coaches, but you got Coach Ross and his staff, and they have a role with you. Talk about that relationship you have.
I've never been closer to a coach than I am with Coach Ross. I think we really see eye to eye. In the beginning, it was kind of feeling out, you know, what kind of player I was and what kind of coach he was. But we really clicked from day one, and we see the same things. So to have someone there to keep us all level-headed and just kind of stay in our own little tunnel of where we want to go, what we want to do, and not make the game overcomplicated and just take it one out at a time. It's a great experience to have a coach like him.
Well, always focused, Jenna. You were a couple years ago. You continue to be really super focused. I think it makes you successful, and keep the future bright.
Thank you.